there's been a lot of responses to the thing that I posted earlier about just like clarifying like that I wasn't involved at all. Aside from like giving feedback on the first draft and then getting the feedback that yeah, we're not actually going to address your notes at all. Like, all right, like fuck me, you know. So I just like butt it out, and
that first I want to know what was the notes that she gave. That's my first question, because that could be a variety of things. So, what was the notes that she gave that the studio or the director or whatever was like, nah? And I also wonder, did her and Prince, yes, Prince, I wonder if them two butted heads, because it seems like Prince was very involved um in the process. So I'm very intrigued by that as well.
just like I've left it alone because it's not my project. So you know they're gonna make whatever they're gonna make. A big reason why I haven't said anything up until this point is because I know a lot of you guys are gonna be happy with it. Like a big section. The film panders to a very specific section of my dad's fandom that still lives in the fantasy, and they're gonna be happy with it. Just like
That is a line that I really did notice, that I remember her saying that, and I'm like, what are we talking about? And her saying a lot of fans live in a fantasy. Uh, I have an idea. I know what she means. Again, we don't know what draft she saw compared to what actually came out, but I do think a lot of people, were hoping for more, especially when it comes to certain relationships Michael had. Again, I know in the they had to cut it out was the Diana Ross relationship. I don't know how much Paris knows about certain relationships Michael had with like a Diana Ross or like a Brooke Shields, or um in terms of, I know my issue was like they're not showing him with having vitiligo, figures of that nature. Um, so I don't know what she means by this, but then again, I feel like I know what she means by this. Living in fantasy, because they didn't really. Oh, that's the thing. I actually wanted to address this, but I never actually addressed it in terms of how they portrayed Joe Jackson. I do feel like in hindsight, it was a little bit too like villainy. It was a little bit too they didn't show more sides to Joe Jackson other than he was an authoritarian and he was very bossy and he was selfish and he was greedy, which I'm pretty sure he was, and it tracks in regards to what Michael had said out of his own mouth. But I think they could have showed a nicer side of Mike, of not Mike, of Joe. Um, that would have been nice. Again, I feel like even though we already had American Dream, we could have showed more in regards to his dynamic between his brothers. Um, but yeah, I think the one thing in regards to the fantasy, I think a lot of us do view Joe as this militant guy that didn't care about his kids in some aspects, which that might be the case, but also I think we could have showed a lot of side to Joe. And also with Michael, um, again, I feel like we could have went more into his business acumen and how smart he was. I feel like we didn't get into that at all. But again, that's just a little small part.
like I remember hearing about how Freddie Mercury's family responded to seeing the Bohemian Rhapsody film, right? And I remember like reading the Dirt autobiography as a kid, and then growing up and like watching the movie they ended up making, starring like MGK, and I was like, okay. The thing about these biopics is it's Hollywood, so this is it's fantasy land. It's not real, but it's sold to you as real, and a lot of sugar coated, like the narrative is being controlled, and there's a lot of inaccuracy, and there's a lot of just full blown lies. And at the end of the day, like that doesn't really fly with me. I don't really like dishonesty. I spoke up. I wasn't heard.
So I'm gonna speak to that. Are y'all good? Y'all kind of quiet in the chat right now. But yeah, going back to lies. Um, one one thing that speaks out is to me just off rip is the never can say goodbye. I think them making it to where it was they saying never could say goodbye as they were being discovered, even though Motown didn't even write that yet. It's kind of weird. Um, again, I think she might be talking about Joe Jackson in terms of how evil he might have been. He might have all the time. I think that she might be speaking of that. Um, yeah, I wanted. She probably couldn't say more. She probably signed. Let's two pairs. Okay. Yeah, it's probably a thing to where she does have an NDA or something like that, or she didn't want to ruin the movie for everyone else. But it probably is something that she cannot say, or she's probably not allowed to speak on it. But again, like off rip, I'm trying to think of what lies were told in the movie. I can't really. I feel like the movie wasn't a lie. It just a lot of stuff was omitted, which I like because the movie was too short. I don't feel like they lied about anything. Again, they played. I think they played Working Day and Night. I think they played Working Day and Night when it was Shake Your Body Down was when Michael decided to quit the tour. But yeah, like off rip right now, I can't think of any lies that were really said in the movie. It was just more of a lot of things was omitted. But again, uh, why is Paris still close to Kasich? Who is that? Close to Kasich? I don't know who that is. They did change something. Bubble was brought in 80. They did change. Oh, what up? I don't think I've ever seen you. What up, Angel? Or James? They uh they did change something. Bubble was brought in 83, not 80. Okay. But see that doesn't really bother me. I feel like there was probably more stuff that was put in there in regards to. I really think that Diana Ross thing is something that I don't know we're ever going to find out, but I really feel like that was very important that we never put me on game. Casico, who is Casico? Am I saying that right? Casico family. I'm drawing a blank on that. Like, put me on game on that. Like, I think I might know who you're talking about, but I don't remember.
Off. That's it. Y'all are gonna like the fucking movie, so just go watch it, go enjoy it, do whatever, leave me out of it. Also, something that like quite a lot of people are saying is like she hates her dad. She resents him. She wants nothing to do with him. Because I'm not like calling the shots on set, being a big shot producer of a movie that's filled with just inaccuracies. That's not my truth. That's not where I'm coming from. I just prefer honesty over like sales and monetary gain. Like that's it. And I kind of just don't want anything to do with that. So I'm gonna fuck off again. I'm gonna keep minding my own business. I suggest you do the same. God bless and Godspeed. I popped the zip also. And
Yo, Paris is hilarious, bro. Paris is hilarious, bro. But let's get back to yeah, I think the movie was very surface level. I will give you that. But again, I had no expectations of them giving me any in-depth things about Michael's life. One, because Michael's not here. Two, it is made by the family. So there's probably certain things they're not going to talk about. Again, I really, really wish he would have delved into him and Diana Ross. But what can you do with that? Yeah, I know a lot of people were mad that they didn't bring up certain allegations that didn't even happen until '93. I know that's a lot. What a lot of people are mad about. That's why Netflix did that fuck ass doc to get some money. Um, yeah, I think I remember who you're talking about. The Casico family. Hold on, we'll get back. We get to that at the end. But I think I remember who you're talking about now.
I will say, for some of you guys that are not like insanely familiar with the dynamic between me and like my dad's fandom, and like why would you be? So I guess like when the actor that's in the movie did that article with Rolling Stone, and he was like, Paris is so helpful and like supportive of this movie, blah 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 blah, and she's been helping out on set. My response to that was like, yo, I've met this man twice. Once at a birthday party and once at the Amphar thing the other night. Both were like hella brief interactions. Like, I've met this man twice. Because I said this man, she's so rude. I can't believe the attitude from her. How could she say this man?
That's how the video ends. Yo, that's hilarious. I think she was talking about Cole Domingo, right? The person that played Joe Jackson. I think that's who she was talking about. I think. I could be wrong. But that is funny. So yeah, again, it's very vague. Again, I couldn't remember what Paris originally said about the movie, but she said there was a lot of main thing is there were a lot of lies and inaccuracies, which I disagree in regards to the script and movie that we saw. There wasn't a lot of lies and inaccuracies. There were just a lot of things that was omitted and things that we didn't get into. Yep. Also, Janet wanted nothing to do with the movie, but she's been that way even when American Dream came out. She didn't give her blessing. I don't think she was in American Dream at all. Maybe little Janet, like as a baby, she was in there, but she wasn't really present at all. So I think something with Janet, she doesn't really rock with having her likeness in there for whatever reason. Yeah, Paris definitely is sassy. So that's that. But yeah, I can definitely understand as being the daughter of Michael freaking Jackson, feeling a way of how your father's image is being portrayed, especially since the majority of your life you've seen his name get disrespected multiple times. And I think also for someone like me, like I want them to tell a real story. Like tell the real story of what Michael went through in Hollywood. Like tell that story. Tell the story of working the chitlin circuit and talk about the predatory behaviors that some of the execs might have his father might have had. Like talk about that time, and they didn't really do that. And you don't expect them to do that. So I'm sorry, I need some type of music because like noise, like having no noise is like damn near like putting swords in my ears or something like that. But yeah, I hope that I don't think I've heard her have any response to the movie since this came out, right? Has anybody heard anything from parents since then? I don't remember seeing anything from her. So who knows how she feels now since it's come out. Also shout out to Prince. Prince has been on the forefront, like going crazy, not going crazy, but going ham. Like I do like that at least someone from the family is kind of being the ambassador, kind of like how Jermaine was for a lot of years with the family. Anything that will go down, he would kind of be on the forefront. So definitely shout out to that. But all I know is I did see the movie at least 2 more times, and I still love the movie. I think they're in Japan right now. the cast, Jafar at least, and the kid. I love that little kid. I think it's Julio or Juliano or something like that. I love that little kid. I hope he goes far. As it looks like I'm lagging. Maybe I'm not lagging. Am I lagging? Yeah, looks like I'm lagging. So, yeah, I love that little kid. So I hope Jafar, once she's out of this, yeah, Juliano. Like, I was about to say, he sound like a Godfather, goddamn, the son of a Godfather or something. Like, yo, I really hope Jafar and Juliano and everybody involved. I hope they get even bigger roles after this. Yeah, I didn't think she said anything about the movie. Her and Janet, they're probably on the same type of time. They're on the same type of timing. So I wonder if Paris will be. That is the question, because I know for sure in part 2 they got to talk about him having kids. I think following his music aspirations and being a director aspirations, the number one thing he wanted, actually in the world, he wanted was a family. And so Paris is the second child. Prince is the first, so they're for sure going to show Prince being born, for sure. I don't know how you tell the story of Michael without his kids at the end in part 2. There's just no way you don't do it. I think that damn near is I have an idea of how the part 2 is going to go. Since we're here, I'm actually writing something up, kind of my fantasy of how part 2 is going to go. So I'm probably going to drop that around Michael's transition day, probably around 25th. I'll drop that. Like how I think part 2 is going to go. I have some fun with that. I try to make it as realistic as possible because we are dealing with the record label. See, he was very close to them. The father was interviewed recently with his horrible acting. Oh God. Okay, I don't know nothing about that. She was in part 1 and part 2. Okay. Yeah, the movie was good overall. It just wasn't long enough for me. Yeah, I can't wait for part 2. I'm sorry, like I got very bad ADD, so like I'm trying my best. Let's see. Yeah, but yeah, Jafar and Juliano, I think is how you say it. They're definitely going places. Shout out to the Jacksons Going Places album. I still gotta do a reaction to that.
Welcome to the night. Stayed up all night. Did you tell me this was over?